beloved initiates, aspirants to the higher life, truth seekers, or just in general people who are disillusioned with the lies of culture, thank you so much for joining me today. I am Eli and welcome to the FreeMelon Society. Today, once again, we are going to be shattering through some misconceptions and mistruths that are generally pervasive in culture. There are still so many circulating assumptions and myths regarding human health and nutrition that completely undermine human potential. And I'm here to clarify just a couple of those today for you. And the way I'm going to clarify this is by sharing my experience with you of a 7-day dry fast. Dry fast meaning no food or water of any kind, just breathing in the air. That's it. So this is how this lecture is going to break down. I'm going to start by explaining the conditions prior to the fast. I'm going to show you a quick video montage of the exercise that I was doing during the fast, and then we're going to have a little discussion afterwards, and then that'll be it. Let's get started. Prior to this 7-day dry fast of no food or no water, what were my eating conditions like? I was eating only liquids. I think I might have had solid foods maybe once or twice, but that's it. So basically a month of liquids only, okay? Very often the format of this eating regime was 1 meal a day. So I would have, one, I don't even know how to, one drink per day. Not a drink, but I mean, I would have let's say 2 bottles worth of pineapple juice, 2 bottles worth of apple juice, or a bottle of watermelon juice, something like that. Whatever I would have within the time frame of an hour or 2 hours, and that's it for the day. So very often my days would look like that. On days where I wasn't having 1 meal a day, I might have something in the early afternoon and early evening. 2 drinks, but anyway, very, very minimal fluid intake for about a month prior to this 7-day fast. When the 7-day fast started, I experienced incredible energy right away. For the whole 7 days, I experienced no hunger. Experiencing no hunger is quite common for people that are dry fasting. Usually the hunger goes away after 2 days or so, and you don't really experience much hunger. However, people doing a dry fast will very often run into thirst. After the three-day mark, they start getting very, very, very thirsty. And that's common, particularly if the body hasn't done a lot of detoxing or is not accustomed to, very much caloric restriction. In my case, my experience will be completely different, okay? So please don't take this as a benchmark, as a baseline of what you can expect, because my experience will not be the average experience, okay? I can almost guarantee that. Anyway, I experienced for the whole 7 days, no hunger, no thirst whatsoever. For all 7 days, save for the last day, I experienced a bit of dryness in the throat. However, it was very mild. Virtually no hunger, no thirst at all. Incredible energy. I was working out every single day. Okay, let me repeat that. I worked out every single day on this fast. I did a combination of HIIT interval training as well as different types of calisthenics. Okay, now I've got a quick video compilation to show you of just the types of exercises that I was doing during this fast. All of the exercises in this video were done on day 5 and 6 of the dry fast. All the pictures I will show you in this video were all taken during the fast. Anyway, here we go. 7 days of no food or no water. This is some of the things that I was doing to pass the time. So as you can see, I had some good energy throughout the whole week. I wasn't starving, I wasn't dying of thirst or anything. I was able to do these things near the end of the fast, right? This isn't day one. I didn't do this on day one. That would be, kind of cheating. This is like, day 5, day 6, and the afternoon, morning of day 7 was when I broke the fast. So what do the experts conventionally say about the amount of water that you need every day and what happens when you are deprived of water? Okay, so let's just read some quotes. You can pull any of these up. Just go onto Google and type in, how long can you survive without water? You're gonna run into all kinds of expert opinions. We got side effects and risk of restricted water intake. You got a bunch of symptoms here. A lot of these symptoms are, they're not wrong. They are correct. It's just that they're only correct given the current human condition of cultural eating and the normal state of the degenerated human body. Yeah, in that case, they're normal. But that's not the truth about what happens all the time when you are deprived of water and food. Not at all. Now, hilariously, this list does not make any mention, does not speak whatsoever of the absolutely incredible, miraculous healing and regenerative effects of dry fasting that any human body will undergo if they try this out, right? All of the most incredible feats of regeneration have always taken place under fasting regimes. Throughout history, throughout ancient history, throughout ancient, ridiculously ancient history, no mention of that whatsoever. Kidney failure? No, I'm sorry. No, it's the exact opposite. Your kidney regenerates when you're fasting, okay? So these people know nothing. The danger of dehydration. Our bodies are constantly losing water, which is why drinking a glass of H2O once a day is not enough to keep the body replenished. Well, you saw the video. I felt pretty damn replenished with no water at all. So that's wrong. While most things are out of your control, if you find yourself trapped in, say, a flooded cave, there are a few things that could help you survive longer. Most importantly, you want to minimize physical activity. Oops. An individual's basal mechanism is the energy required to maintain normal body functioning, i.e. brain function and respiration. Well, I didn't do any of that. I exercised rigorously every single day, okay? And I was perfectly fine. In fact, by the end of the fast, I didn't even want to stop. So no, this normal idea of requiring food and water every day, it has to change in response to truth, right? These things are just not true. In general, adults can go a few days, possibly up to a week without fluids. Possibly a week? That seems to suggest that if you can even make it to a week, you're on the brink of death, because in general, you can only go a few days. Be honest, did it look like I was on the brink of death? I'm shooting this video about 3 days after my dry fast. Be honest, do I look like I was about to die 3 days ago? How long can you live without water? Dehydration hits faster than you think. Oh no! You could technically survive for up to 3 or 4 days without water, but it would depend on other circumstances, such as whether or not you were eating, what those foods were, and the temperature at which you were trying to survive, blah, 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 blah. Technically 3 to 4 days? Bullshit. And the reason I'm making this video, again, is to shatter these incorrect ideas we have about human potential. It's just not true. Human potential is unlimited, and I've got some resources to share with you to help illustrate this. So this video is very important. And by the way, don't think that I think that I'm the only one doing this. Hundreds and thousands of people are doing this, have done this. I'm standing on the shoulders of hundreds of giants who have come before me, who I've learned from. And now I'm here to carry on the message and to share with you what is possible so that you can take these teachings and show others around you in your circle of influence. And so you can achieve things that are way beyond what I'm doing in this video. So I've got a couple things to share with you. These are just quotes and references from people who have done this type of thing before. Dr. Carroll, in his Man the Unknown, our ignorance of the body's constitution and function is profound. Just straight up. This is Hilton Hotema. The modern world has no science of man. What passes as such is gross speculation. Dr. Carroll, again, in Man the Unknown, in primitive life, when men were healthy and lived long, they were subjected to long periods of fasting. When wants did not compel them to fast, they voluntarily deprived themselves of food. All religions have insisted on the necessity of fasting. Fasting purifies and profoundly modifies and improves the tissues. Life lengthens if animals are subjected to fasting during certain fixed periods. Man's longevity could probably be increased by analogous or other procedures. Life shortens because the body cells are not completely freed of waste products by the bloodstream. If the volume of blood fluids were much greater and the elimination of waste products more complete, human life would last longer. So fasting is a way of eliminating the waste products from the body. The more these waste products are eliminated from the body, the longer the life, the better the existence, the more efficient the metabolism, the better the holistic constitution of the body becomes, with fasting as an aid, as a natural aid. In Ripley's Believe It or Not, a man named Gilman Lowe, a weightlifter and health director, after fasting for 3 weeks, mounted a scale adjusted to 1,000 pounds net. The scale was equipped with a steel platform against which Lowe braced his back. He braced and lifted 1,006 times in succession until each time the scale registered half a ton. A total of 1,006,000 pounds in 34 minutes and 35 seconds. That record was taken in New York in 1903. Gilman Lowe was the holder of 35 world's records for endurance lifting. So that is a person breaking strength records after 3 weeks of fasting. Nobody in the modern health movement would ever suggest anything like that was even close to possible. Dr. Carlson and Kund, University of Chicago, found that a fast of 15 days restored the tissues of a man of 40 to the physiological condition of those of a youth of 17 years old. This fact seems to explain the biblical statement, "His flesh shall be flesh as a child's. He shall return to the days of his youth." That's Job 33:25. "And thy youth shall be renewed like the eagles." Psalms 103:5. Once again, in Ripley's Believe It or Not, a Miss Albert G. Walker, who was a noted singer of South Africa, fasted 101 days, taking nothing but water. She weighed 232 pounds when the fast began and 169 pounds when it ended. She went to parties, carried on her public singing, and was in good health at the end of her fast, the report said. In the press of November 30th, 1934, reported the case of a Jain priest, Muni Shri Misrilaji of Bombay, who fasted for 259 days. That's 259 days, taking nothing but water. This East Indian priest ended his fast in the presence of 500 co-religionists. That is a public ending of a fast of 259 days in front of 500 people. Where is this story today? Why is this story not common knowledge today? Why? This story is not known today because the modern health movement does not understand it. And if they don't understand it, then they relegate it to the bookshelves of nothingness, of nowhere. It just, if we can't explain it, right, it doesn't matter. That's the current scientific model, right? If it has no explanation, then it can't exist. And it's just an anomaly. It's not even worth your exploration. Well, it is worth exploration because exploring the depths of human potential results in incredible freedom. And I would posit that the institutions that want to enslave humanity for the worst want nothing to do with your realization of incredible potential, because you're much more difficult to control that way. So anyway, different story. This is a good one. The press of May 31st, 1948 reported the case of a Chinese girl who had eaten nothing for 9 years. The case was reported by Dr. T.Y. Gan of the Gunking Municipal Hospital, who heard of the girl and went to see her. He said her name was Yang Mel, that she was 20 years old, weighed about 85 pounds, and led a perfectly normal life except for not eating and drinking very little water. She showed no signs of starvation and appeared no different from other girls. Gan said, "I found it difficult to believe her story," which is exactly where we are now. We find it difficult to believe these stories, and because we find it difficult, we don't pay them any due notice at all. The girl had no desire for food and never asked for any. When questioned as to why she did not drink more, she said that it made her feel uncomfortable. So her body had worked itself up to such a delicate and refined sensitivity, a sensitivity that was able to extract the energy from the air that she was breathing, to such an extent that the grosser material of food and even the finer material of water was a bit too much for her system to handle. So she did it very, very infrequently. Food never, and only sometimes a little bit of water, right? These are the types of adaptations that the human body can undergo under the control of the power of human mind and of human thought. One of the things that is grossly underestimated is the absolute supreme power of human thought and the ability of the human mind to overcome earthly influence. It is something that has been written about in the sacred inspired writings of 70,000 years ago. Something that the ancient masters taught and promulgated, who were masters of the cosmic sciences, masters of the cosmic energies. There are certain spiritual energies that, with a certain amount of thought reform and mental reform, can be harnessed by the mind, and the mind exacts that influence on the body. In the past, the people that have been able to commandeer these spiritual forces and to harness these cosmic energies, they were called the masters. When I refer to the masters in this video and in all other future lectures, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people who have mastered the universal, natural cosmic energies and harness them in their bodies with their minds. Anyway, I hope this video was enlightening. I hope this taught you something about the vast untapped potential of the human body. I've demonstrated that I have experienced just a fraction of this, and if it's possible for me, it's possible for you. It's always exciting to share my progress with you guys. One of the other reasons that this video is important is because I want to keep up with you guys and let you know that I practice exactly what I preach, right? And I run these experiments on myself so that I can show you the benefits of exactly what it is I'm prescribing to you. If you're looking at regeneration, if you're looking at getting well, never getting sick ever again, all these things, I can tell you that they work because I have experienced it and I do it, and I do it all the time. So I'm not here blowing smoke up your butt. This is legit. This is real truth. And yeah, it's like, you know, the feeling that I had on this fast was, guys, it was incredible. It was incredible. I mean, I felt literally superhuman. There were days where I woke up and I did not feel real. I felt like the freedom, the freedom of not needing. You just don't need anything, right? You're just self-sustained, like a sun, right? It's hard to describe, you know? Yeah, and it's just, I feel it. Like, I feel my body changing for the better. It's exciting, and you know, it's good that I share this with all of you. So anyway, thank you for tuning into the channel. If you are liking these videos, please subscribe to the FreeMelon Society. There are always informative videos that I'm going to be trying to send your way. Hit the bell notification. You don't want to miss when I upload a new lecture, a new video for you guys. With that, thank you for tuning in. Happy health, peace, love, and light to all of you guys, and we will see you on the next video on the FreeMelon Society.